It's Big Sumo over here. DJ Sumotion out here, 757 VA Beach. And we are here with Willie T. And we're here at the Chicken Spot. We are here on the strip. But we are joined by
Corbin.
Corbin.
By Corbin. Hi, I'm Launchsix. I make music and DJ sometimes. Yeah.
Hey, and that's fucking perfect, man. So, like, literally everybody here wanting to know how did you get into music, honestly?
Okay, opening can of worms immediately. Well,
Exactly. How did you get into music? Did you do it like as elementary school student here, like literally, doing strings or like brass or whatnot? Like, how
Actually,
did you get into it?
pretty much on the money. So I started off, so I was raised in a household of I had really young parents. My mom had me when she was 17. So
Okay.
she was super into music. My father was or stepfather, I guess, was super into music at the time. And just in general, not really at the time, but they were just into music, it was like their saving grace, when they were kids and all that stuff. So I was like 5, 6 years old, and my dad would put me on to old classic rock like AC/DC or Nirvana, or throw on Tupac and Biggie, and break down lyrical content with me on what the songs meant, how they applied to that time, different stories and scenarios, whether the song be about something direct that was happening in the world, or if it's something that's imaginary, I guess. But I was into music. I really enjoyed it. I loved having those conversations with my dad. That was a huge part of my childhood. When I turned 7 or 8, I wanted to get into band, and I wanted to play an instrument, and I really wanted to play saxophone, but my parents said no. I thought saxophone was cool, but they said no.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's a sick instrument.
I've done band too. I feel you.
But they were like, "Why, we can't do that." But your great grandfather has a trumpet, and he played that in World War II on board carriers and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll play that. Oh, not realizing how fucking cool that actually is.
I made a big deal about that because I am also a trumpeter. Trumpeter as well. That hit home. I feel that for sure.
Yeah, but I played throughout elementary school, middle school, high school, and played marching band, played in little jazz bands. I played at Universal Studios. I marched through Disney. I did the whole shebang.
Yeah.
I played in some pretty prestigious bands when I eventually moved to Florida. So I was in music for a long while with, for a brass instrument. Sure. And that was pretty huge for me. But electronic music, where stuff started kind of shifting for me, was about 10, 11, 12. I was still living in Wisconsin. I'm from the middle of nowhere.
No, trust me. I have friends out Detroit, in Michigan, all in Illinois, all throughout there. I guarantee, I feel you. I definitely feel you. I understand the impact of that, bridging out, trying to start your own thing. It really takes a lot.
Yeah.
You have to find that from within yourself to really find that drive and whatnot.
Yeah. I didn't start taking it seriously until later. But my mom was in college at the time, because young parents, and she would specifically listen to a bunch of Pandora radio stations, but she didn't like music that had words in it because it didn't help her with studying. So she was listening to a lot of Flux Pavilion and Deadmau5 at the time. Digitalism, Justice, the Glitch Mob was also super huge.
Exactly.
So that was what she was listening to, and I guess at this point I was 10. Just following timelines, and she was like, yeah, the song, she was showing me some stuff, specifically Flux, and I was like, yeah, these super cool songs off of I think it was Lines and Wax, I Can't Stop and stuff like that. She was like, this is super cool. I've seen people doing stuff with these little pads online and making music with them later on. I know she's talking about launch pads.
Exactly.
Which falls into why I'm named what I'm named. But so she was like, "This is what's
you
called."
You have a 100 respect for me having that pad name in there. Because every single time I'm at a show, I'm expecting to see a
Yeah, the whole MIDI pads.
shebang, you know?
Yeah, it would be cool to see some people do that.
So would you say like your first like influence in EDM was Flux Pavilion and Deadmau5? Like those were just like two heavy artists that kind of influenced you?
So Deadmau5 and Flux, yes, but I didn't really start getting influenced writing music until Virtual Riot entered the scene for me.
Oh, Virtual Riot.
Yeah.
Shout out Virtual Riot. Like,
Seriously, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I think it was like PN-35. It's like something you can only find on
Oh
YouTube.
yes,
from,
the
like,
Andrew Huang
where's it-
Four Producers One
Dude,
Sample. I know
literally-
exactly what you're talking
yes,
about.
literally, like it comes with a perfect little piano sample and just drops in heavy.
Dude,
It
that
was-
video had me floored for the longest time on how that worked. But yeah, so the Deadmau5 and Flux really was like huge for me. But I remember being a young kid and my dad coming to me. He didn't like electronic music, so this was like super weird. But he was like, "Hey, I know you and your mom like this stuff. Have you heard of this Skrillex character?" And proceeded to play Scary Monsters. And I was like, I didn't know if I liked it because I was like super into like the house and more melodic, like fluxy stuff. And I listened to it. I was like, huh. And then I went on my laptop. I had this shitty laptop that I bought for like $100. Is this refurbished HP from like 2003, 2004. Shit barely worked. All I used it for was to play Roblox and like do little like, there was this website back in the day called Button Base. And it was kind of like this like,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Is it like a cool math for
That like
kids
hit a
as,
heartstring
like-
right there.
yes, so
It
kind
really
of
did.
in a way. So it was
Oh
like these
my
3D
God.
cubes that had like key bindings, and they would play like little sections of loops, and you could make real-time loop songs
Exactly.
with them.
So it was basically just like a little flash blooper.
Yes, entirely, and it had it based on like
That's
dubstep, trap, electronica was another one. But yeah,
You're
so
making me freak. You're about to make me freak out. It's so crazy. It's like that's literally how I grew up doing music. Seriously, it's crazy.
But I was like doing that, and I on the laptop. But I had the laptop, and then I went and listened to this Scary Monsters and found more stuff, and was like, "This is cool. This is so cool." And then, around that point, because it didn't just come out, I didn't watch it release. I was
Like how old were you?
I was about 12 around this time. Let's see, 11. I was 11. Because this was 2012. So Bangarang was already
Exactly,
out.
exactly.
All this other stuff was already out. So I then found that rabbit hole. Then I found a YouTube video called "Survive" by Virtual Riot. This is like late 2012, and it was really cool because it was like this houseier song, and it kind of felt like how it sounded felt reminiscent of Deadmau5's stuff, but with like the Skrillex kind of bite. And I was like, this is cool. This is the coolest shit ever. This is my favorite thing now.
For real, yeah.
And I like only listened to that song. I didn't really deep dive his discog until like, a year and a half later, because he released an album called There Goes Your Money in like 2013, and that was my big thing. But I was just into EDM at that time. I was like following a bunch of stuff. I found fucking Monster Cat. I didn't actually like fall down the Never Say Die hole. I think I'm one of the few dubstep kids who didn't really grow up with Never Say Die. I actually found them way later. So I was straight Monster Cat, and then watching Disciple kind of become a thing was like my whole path, and just kept going down that. Found Toki Machine in like 2016, was a huge Nitro Fun fan, really big into Martin Garrix, a lot of melodic producers, and I was like, you know what? I want to make this. I was like 14 years old. And my dad had a MacBook at the time. He was like, your MacBook has GarageBand on it. Threw a bunch of loops together. I was like, this is so fucking cool. I had a flip phone at the time. So I would use the flip phone's microphone to record.
The biggest thing I have to say right now, it is the biggest fucking, like, what the hell is this? It's just, I'm hearing the names he's giving me. It's just like, what the fuck? It's the same area of what, it's the same area where he grew up at. But he perceived it differently from where I was. At the same time, yeah, it's an age thing, but it's like, goddamn, it's like, bro, deadass.
Yeah.
Like, you are giving me so many throwbacks right now. It's blowing my goddamn mind. I'm like, I wasn't ready for this.
Yeah, no,
Literally.
I've been in it for a long time, but I was more of an enjoyer of the stuff than I was like into production, because I didn't really start taking production seriously until like 2016.
You were young. I mean, there's.
Yeah, I didn't really have the environment around me to like really delve into electronic music. I went to Catholic school, so like
Exactly.
I didn't get out of Catholic school until I was like 14 when I moved to Florida. So like I wasn't really exposed to anybody else who listened to this stuff. So it was just kind of like me fiddling around with stuff, found a little online DAW, just fiddled some stuff together, but it was never like serious. And all while I'm still listening to like a bunch of like punk rock and like grunge and 90s all.
See, because that's another thing I wanted to dive into, honestly.
What?
Your punk experience.
Oh.
Your punk experience from the hardcore shows to the, like, I feel like all I'm saying is, I'm just throwing it out there. You look like you listen to deathcore. I feel like you do. I want to hear your deathcore, like,
bro, I'll open a
ensemble,
playlist.
I'll
open a playlist and start listing artists I listen to.
Like a lot of people don't realize that for me. I listen to a lot of hardcore shit. So when I come up here, I'm like, I want to hear what the fuck you listen to. I'm gonna tune in right away.
Dude, 100%.
And so like, and I also noticed like your crowd engagement and how you interact with the people here listening to you is unmatched. Like, I think out of everyone local nearby that I've ever seen, you are number one. And just that video, I think it was Chicago. You low key just standing in the middle of the crowd.
Dude. This man right here is one of the most humble people I've ever worked with. He really downplay himself. You know what I mean? He downplays it. But like, he throws that engagement at you. He really gets you turned the fuck up,
But I was curious, like, have you kind of had that energy from day one hitting the stage, or was this something you kind of had to build over time?
So, well, I think it's hard to notate because I have technically been performing on stage since I've been like 12.
Okay.
Because of bands and jazz bands where you're soloing.
Okay.
So, I've kind of, when I started DJing, I had stage experience, so immediately I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna be nuts. I'm gonna be weird, I'm gonna be quirky, I'm gonna be nuts, I'm gonna scream stupid bullshit and wave my arms around like an idiot. Why? Because Virtual Riot and Funcase do that in YouTube videos, so fuck it, we ball.
Dude, and like, honestly, now that you mention them, like, I can hear the influence. Like when I hear it, it's like, it's awesome.
It gives me a lot of drive because, honestly, like, growing up myself, like, personally, first album I was ever given as a CD, you know? It was a Minor Threat album, First other ones, fucking goddamn, trying to think of them. It's just like, you really give me that hardcore vibe. And I see that at the shows. And I've been to a lot of shows out here at Tap House, like Norfolk, I've been to a lot of punk shows out here. But, like, I don't have the yearning or the drive when I go to those shows. When I go to your shows, when I've been there, you fulfill that. You give me that energy that I want. And that's a lot of things like people out here want. They want energy, They want to feel that vibe. They want to be a part of what you're doing,
Yeah.
And like, you really fulfill a lot of that. I wanted to let you know, seriously, like you literally, like, it was a while before, like, when I first met him, it was straight positivity, straight greatness.
So, like,
for real.
So modern day, we kind of what was your first set? Like, where did you do your first like DJ set? Was it some, like, how long ago?
Do you want the professional answer, or do you want the first time I DJ'd in
No,
front of
no,
people?
no. I want you to be comfortable. I want you to
Okay.
be
No,
straight up.
it's
Just
fine.
be straight up.
It's cool.
Just be straight
It's
up.
cool. So,
Whatever you feel.
So-
You to tell us.
so when I started writing music
Yeah.
and like started taking that seriously, it was like 2016, 2017. I was making a bunch of house, like progressive house, festival house. I fucking loved Martin Garrix and
Bass
shit like that.
house. Any bass?
No, I wasn't into the heavy shit yet. Well, I actually couldn't make it because I didn't have really the
Party
capabilities.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't really have the capabilities because when I started taking it seriously, I was using GarageBand with only stock plugins. So I didn't really have the flexibility to do a lot of like heavier sound design. But
Yeah.
how this ties into it, I promise I'm going somewhere with this. I loved festival house, that sort of like ultra Miami vibe. I would listen to like a bunch of like Vice Tone and again Martin Garrix, Benny Benassi, shit of that flavor. Brooks was really cool at the time too. I was in youth group when I was in Florida because, not for religious reasons, I had a lot of struggles making friends as a kid. Super quirky, kind of awkward. I don't really know how to deal with stuff very well when it comes to social situations.
Okay.
So
I feel you 100%.
yeah,
I feel it 100%.
so youth group was like a really good place for me to like meet people, and they had like a youth group band. So I was like, oh my God, I get to like talk to people who were playing instruments that aren't brass, because I was like I was starting to play guitar at the time and all this stuff.
Yeah, straight.
And I went up to like our worship leader or whatever and was like, hey, I have $100 Newmark at home. Can I DJ between the time like when we're eating until like we have to do like the whole like group lesson
Like
shit?
glow events, you know what I mean? Like night events, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
so
Like,
I was-
for the youth, you know.
Yeah, I was like,
I used to be a worship leader too. So
Oh, word!
Yeah, I used to be a youth worship leader for Vineyard Church out here. So
okay,
I
sick.
feel it 100%.
Yeah, so our youth group was a like later youth group, so we ate dinner there. So I got there at like 5 and it went till like 8. So we ate at like 5:30, and between 5:30 and 6 there was just empty time. So I would like wolf down my fucking food, go up, plug my shitty little Newmark in, and BDJ and play. And their only stipulation was I had to end with something by like Hillsong and Free, because
Really?
Christian
Yeah, no,
stuff.
for sure.
And they had stuff that was released back in like 2015, 2016 that actually fit the perfect vibe. So specifically the song Alive, it honestly still fucking slaps, was like a huge thing. And that was like that was my first show, was being 15, 16 years old, playing progressive house and festival house in front of youth group kids.
Exactly, like the Trap City stuff, for real. Like back then, for me, it was a lot of like Trap City, like the YouTube channel. You know, what I mean? We'd play that stuff.
Trap Nation, all that fun
Exactly,
stuff.
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah, Trap Nation. That takes me back a few years.
Yeah. But if we're talking professional shows, so I don't know if you can tell from the top of my laptop, I'm a furry. So I go to a lot of conventions, and my first ever show I played where like my artist name was on a bill, was a furry convention, and those shits rip. Chicago is a furry convention. That clip that you're talking about, that's a convention.
Oh really?
Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
they
Okay.
go fucking nuts. Like it is straight festival type culture vibes. It's
I've
sick.
seen like videos where people do like they're like oh, I'm headed to this convention, like or like a furry convention or something. It's crazy what people will do dressing up, and like
Oh, dude.
the levels people will
For
hit.
sure.
Like it
For
blows
sure.
my mind.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like cosplaying, but instead of like cosplaying, a character that already exists, you're cosplaying your own character. But yeah, my first show was a furry convention in March of 2022. And which also felt really cool because it was like a week before my birthday, and I was like, dude, this is so sick. I'm like playing live. I'm so excited. At that point, like I had bought a mask because I wanted to be a mask DJ, and then like a week before, I was like practicing. I'm like, I can't do this. The math thing just doesn't work for me. I have to like have my face out there. But
You just want it for like the aesthetic, or you just didn't want people like know? The
I
face?
wanted it for the aesthetic, just because I thought it would look cool. I don't really care about like being in front of people, because even though I have like anxiety and social anxiety, when I'm on stage, it's so different, because like I can barely see any of you.
Yeah.
And like I'm so in the zone of doing what I'm fucking doing.
Like the biggest thing for me, it's just crazy because you're just focused on one spot, and you have to be engaging at the same time. You know, and it's like you want to give them attention at the same time. At the same time, you have to be focused on this little square showing you all what's going on, what the effects are. You know what I mean?
Yeah, first show my first professional show was. Oh man. Oh, okay, this is convoluted.
And you said that was back in like March 2022.
2022.
So you've only kind of like been doing this
Really?
professionally for about 3 years.
Yes, and this is where we're going to start talking about the festivals, because both of those happened in the same year. Actually, immediately after.
Things happen fast, right?
They do,
Things
and then
really
they
do
slowed
happen
way the
fast.
fuck down, I felt like. But it's kind of a good thing. I'm honestly happy.
Yeah.
So how the festival shit happened. So this actually follows the timeline. So I guess this kind of falls into how I got in the local scene too. Oh shit.
Yeah.
For
Sure. I mean, you make a name for yourself.
We'll just follow this rabbit hole. I apologize if I start rambling, but here we go. So that show starts, right? March of 2022. Cool. Super sick, gnarly. Another convention comes up. I was like, wow, that set was super sick, but I like pretty much pre-planned and did edits of everything because I wasn't super comfortable DJing in front of people. So I had like mix-in points edited in and everything.
It's a preset, like, you know.
Yeah, but it was like,
set.
it was much deeper than just having like, oh yeah, I have all these songs in a row with these cues. I would like cut out the sections of the songs that I needed to do and literally set a metronome for 8 bars in front of it so I could very easily match that up. Because I was using
on the point stuff.
Yeah, and it was I was using Serato and an SX3 at the time.
Yeah.
But immediately after that, I was like, I want to be better. I need to get better. I need to do things better. So I went out and I bought a fucking XDJ and was like, this is what I need to do. I need to practice on this so I can get good, use record box, do the whole thing. I just gunned it, went balls to the walls and did the thing. And then I played another convention in Orlando called Megaplex. And that was like a huge thing for me. It was like my biggest crowd. It was like 350 people, super sick. Tons of people were like showing out and getting excited, and I had a bunch of friends come through, but that was like the first set that I ever freestyled, so I didn't like, you know, do any pre-planning for it.
And have any mapping towards it, like you just didn't even expect it.
Yeah, I just played, and that was it. I actually played like that all the way up until Slushy.
Really?
Now I'm mapping again and like pre-planning, I call them set maps, just building out maps for myself because it allows me to pay more attention to the crowd, and I can I know how I'm going to transition for everything.
Like for me, honestly, it's like if you know you're playing in front of people, you know, you want them to have that engagement. You want them to have that good time, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of people think like everything is on the point, but guess what? We want you guys to have a good time. We want you guys to have a great time.
Sometimes it is off the cuff.
Most of the time it is. From what I've witnessed.
Yeah, I just started like taking a step back and realizing that I wanted to kind of curate an experience. So I started like building everything out. I had a couple of local friends that were like, dude, you should try it. Like Caruza or Jake is a close friend of mine, and he was like, dude, I do it for all mine. You should try it. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, and it ripped. And I played another variation of that at Chicago, and it ripped. Played another variation of that in Richmond for Hessian Beast Boy, ripped. I was like, you know what? I actually feel pretty okay about this because sometimes I may audible something in.
Yeah. Yeah. So like your first festival performance, how was that? Like what festival was it? And like how would you gauge it upon what you know now to to how it was back then.
So
honestly.
this is where things get interesting. When we talk about festival performances, it technically wasn't mine.
Really?
Yes. So I was never on the bill for Forbidden Kingdom or Lost Lands. I was a guest artist. I was brought on stage with the artist for Forbidden Kingdom was Akuma, and she was like my mentor. She was like, for a while, was known as like the tear out queen. But
Shout out.
yeah, no, shout out Rose, seriously. But she taught me so much. Like my music would not be where it is if it wasn't for her. But yeah, that's like a huge common misconception when people hear that I was at festivals, never played them. I made appearances on stage, is how that happened. So I never actually played those festivals, which is where things get quirky. So I never played those. But
Weird lines.
weird lines. When
exactly.
when people see the footage and they see that, it's like, there he is. He's doing the thing. He's standing on stage at Lost Lands when I was just up there with a friend. So that's why I don't really have a thought on performance, because I never really did.
Do you have a certain festival you aim, like a goal festival? It's like, I want to perform there one day.
Forbidden Kingdom.
Forbidden Kingdom?
So FK was my first time ever seeing dubstep live, ever. And that was where I decided that I wanted to start taking shit seriously. I was like, dude, I want to play this. I want to play music at just 4 people. I saw Virtual Riot back to back with Barely Alive, and that was just like such an experience. And I pulled my girlfriend aside and was like, hey, I'm going to do this. I will be on stage in 3 years. I will fucking promise you. And 11 months later, I was backstage hanging out with all the other artists and on stage with Akuma, and met Virtual Riot, and like,
That's insane, dude.
he followed all my shit, which was super, super cool. And
You
I
have
like
to-
cried on
you
site.
Have to you really have to like put that out there. Like, you gotta like, you know what I mean? When you want something to happen, you have to manifest it. You know?
Yeah.
For real. Like, I mean, the power in that is amazing. I mean, especially with you. Like, a lot of people that are watching this right now, this is your first tune on Launchsix. This motherfucker.
Hey,
Y'all gotta
out his
lock
music.
in right now. It's just amazing to me.
you know, he
he
got
literally-
merch for sale.
Yeah, merch.
He is literally
merch.
He is in the top 5 of who I want to see when I'm at a festival. That's all I have to say. I have to be honest. After the slushy intro, you're sitting there as an open. No, you gotta have your own fucking show. Honestly, you gotta have your own. Like, I'm not trying to put that pressure on you, but I want to let you know you have the respect for me.
I genuinely appreciate it. I would like to have a headline show at some point. That'd be sick.
You take care of what you want the crowd to listen to, even if it is your own vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you have that about you. You know, I want other people to know this. You know, it's just he's literally top 5 in the past couple of weeks of shows I've seen. He's there. He is there.
So I do want to ask. I tried to ask this before, and the camera wasn't rolling. How long does it take you to make a song? Like, roughly? Like,
Ooh. Hey, we're about to deep dive into some goddamn producing questions. There we go. He just started off.
Okay, cool. So it's really dependent. I don't present it, but I would like to consider myself a multi-genre artist. Most people, when they see my name or just my alias, Launchsix, it's associated with dubstep. But me, Corbin, as an individual, touching the mic, is considered a multi-genre artist. So it really depends on the genre I'm making. If I'm recording metal, like if I'm recording, like tracking guitar, doing production for that, 8 to 10 hours.
Word.
It's
Exactly.
usually something I can pump out in a day, and then we'll come back to, final track, maybe 15-ish hours. If I'm doing dubstep, dude, it can go anywhere between 8 to 40. It really depends on not necessarily how technical I'm being, but how married to the idea am I. Like, or married to the idea, I am. If I'm not, like, super married to the idea, like, I really like this, I will return to it, like, a week later. I'm like, wow, this sucks. I'm going to redo all of it. Sometimes that happens, and that adds on to the extra time it takes.
Like, a lot of people don't understand. It's like even if you have like a leaked track or something, like if you have something that's like put out there, like somebody grabbed, you know, like a lot of people don't know how that feels to have a leaked track, to have a hacker fucking run your shit. It's like even to have anything you put out, you have thought behind it, just like this man has. He puts the thought into it, and that's what I hear when I play a Launchsix track. That's what I listen to, honestly.
And I'm a huge fan of kind of like glitchy sound effects and little noises that I hear all the little like intricacies, and I'm like,
Exactly.
Yeah, we love ear candy in this house.
Exactly.
It's great. It's really fun to make. I enjoy making a lot of that stuff. I sometimes get in my head because I always feel like a lot of people don't really care about, like, listeners don't really care about finer details, and it's been a long battle just learning how to like make music that I like, make music that I'm okay with, not really focus so much on what I think the crowd or fan base is going to enjoy.
For sure.
Sometimes I do have to like keep myself in line where it's like, okay, I can't write this super off grid, you know, do some crazy like mathy stuff, because, you know, I do have a fan base that I kind of have to mildly abide by, but I can write stuff like that on my free time.
I tell people all the time. I tell people all the goddamn time. I make music for myself, and if you have some sort of connection to it, of course you're welcome to come over and fucking thrash your head. But at the same time, it's butting heads. What I'm talking about. It's just if you have to be able to be comfortable with yourself to release your own tracks and whatnot.
And amongst all the shows, have you ever had like a fan or someone give you like a crazy gift or any like crazy fan experiences or anything?
So, not really a crazy gift. I mean, I've been giving candy, but like,
Yeah.
one of them, I think like one of the cheekiest ones I gotten was this girl came up to me. I forget what show it was at, but she was like, I heard you work at Guitar Center, so I made a guitar and gave it to me. I was like,
Shut up. Like
that's
an
cool.
actual guitar?
It was a little candy guitar, not like a physical guitar.
It's still fire. It's
That'd
still
be
fire.
insane. But yeah, she's like, I know you work at Guitar Center and like you play guitar on stage, and it's like, here's a guitar. I'm like, this is cool. This is sick. You like built this with me in mind. It's so lit. I would say probably craziest fan engagements. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've had some cool ones. Like, I played a little tiny festival called One Zen, and I had some rando out there just like approach me and be like, dude, I love your music so much. I'm like, yo, that's super cool. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, you actually released a couple tutorials and they taught me a lot. And I was like, that's fucking cool. Like, that's kind of all I've ever wanted to do is teach people, help people, and like inspire. So that was sick. Going to DC when I closed for
And like
Sullivan King.
Like where at in DC? Like what was
Echo
the-
Stage.
Like Echo. Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to verify.
Yes. So in DC, Echo Stage. I closed for Sullivan King with Triptonic, and I was just hanging out in the crowd, and someone randomly came up to me, like this group of people, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like we love your music so much. Like, can we get a picture? All this stuff." And I'm just sitting here like in the middle of the crowd, just kind of like enjoying Reaper set because I'm a big Reaper fan. And
Okay.
I'm like,
shout out Reaper. We got pics of him on the gram.
dude, I love D&B. D&B is so good. But that was like a huge thing too, because it's like I'm 4 hours away from home. Like if I was at Peabody's, sure, Elevation, yeah. Like granted, that's still special, but it makes
If
sense
you go,
because
if you move out the way, like if you go to DC for a show, if you go like, you know,
well, it was
even past that, it's like
it was crazy that like it's not even like I just walked off stage and people were like, oh, I want to take a picture, because that happens, but it was just passively, and that was really, really neat.
getting that recognition.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the dude that I bought my TV from at Best Buy, knew who I was, and that was really interesting because I look ratty as fuck trying to buy a TV because I just moved houses.
That's literally used to be my job. That literally used to be my job. I just left
used to
Best
work
Buy.
at Best Buy.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
word. Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. But, I mean, those are kind of really it. I mean, I did have this dude who would attend every single one of my shows at conventions, which was super neat. So, like, every show since the one in Orlando, he would go to conventions and go out of his way to be at the rail for my shows, and that was really gnarly.
Word.
So having
Dedicated
people who were
follower.
consistently like following me and be like, dude, you always throw really sick shows was cool. So that was
Those are the
pretty
people
sick.
you gotta like make happy for
Yeah.
especially the ones that like stick through the thick of it for real, or just there. For
Yeah.
real. Just to hear you.
Yeah,
I
dude.
feel it 100%.
No, that was always super, super cool having those people just keep going.
So, like a big question for me too. It was honestly, what kind of metal do you really listen to? Like, what kind of metal do you really play, and what do you feel comfortable with? I am very bad. Like, I'm the worst connected out here when it comes to new deathcore stuff and whatnot. Like, seeing you play guitar and doing your parts, I'm just like, okay, he's in the scene. He knows what he's listening to, you know?
So I didn't get into like the heavier styles of music until I was probably like 18, 19, because like screamier stuff just wasn't like my
Really
parents.
resonant.
Well, my parents were just kind of like, oh, it's not the greatest. I mean, last thing I was listening to is fucking Polaris, if that's anything.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that. Holy fuck.
Yeah, We Came as Romans, The Color Morale, For the Fallen Dreams, Thousand Below.
I haven't listened to that band in so long, but he still pulled it out. Jesus.
Yeah, Bring Me the
That is
Horizons,
crazy.
like one of my tops.
For sure.
If I Were You, Vesta Collide, dude, this is some tiny little band. 8,000 monthly listeners. They released one album in like 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're gnarly. I'm so sad they don't make music. Straight from the Past, Ocean's 8 Alaska, I Prevail, Sleepwaker, my bad. The Plot in You,
Yeah.
Hollow Front, Fit for a King, Dream On Dreamer,
Okay.
Sleeping with Sirens.
Damn. Like, yo, no, so be honest to me. So like, what draws the line between
Oh, for
you
heavier
feel,
stuff,
do you,
Kubla Khan.
Do you feel like there's a shut the fuck up, Kubla Khan?
Yeah, Kubla Khan.
That shit is crazy. What the fuck? You're seeing it here first. This is the first witness reaction. Bro, I'm like, Kubla Khan, you listen to that shit too? That shit is crazy. I listen to them all the fucking time. That's my go-to.
Dude, that's
for real. That is crazy as hell. Shout out Kubla Khan for real. Oh my god. That is crazy as hell. That is mind-blowing to me right now. Big deal about it. But it's just like, what?
Yeah, this shit's good.
Nah, but so like, how do you feel about deathcore and just hardcore genre in itself nowadays? How do you feel the people have to make amends and whatnot to feed a social media crowd and whatnot, and at the same time you want to keep hardcore, you want to keep straight edge as fuck, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like how do you feel about that? How is the incorporation of how the crowd is to how things are nowadays, especially with social media being around, with people trying to show off and whatnot, even though the main goal of the crowd is we are here in the moment and we're here as, you know, we're trying to put on a show, but we're not trying to be as flashy as fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
It's a thin line, right? Yeah, I feel like for me it's hard as fuck to follow that.
yeah, it's hard for me to speak on the metal scene just because I'm not super invested as a musician, but like an actual act. But as
For
someone
sure.
who goes to a lot of shows and sees what bands have to go through and friends with people that are in bands, it's like, I know it's hard for them to kind of balance like the whole social media push and like how their music is presented and people
Yeah.
going to shows and dude, social media feels like it's ruined like pit culture, especially with especially with like
Exactly.
hardcore shows, because like some pits were like respectful, you know, back then. Even though crowd killing was a thing, they would at least give space for people to crowd kill. Now people are going out of their ways to specifically like target people, and it's like that's not cool or constructive or conducive to a safe environment of like music, I guess. Where like I understand hardcore is supposed to be like brutal and all that stuff, but even the bands are not like trying to push that sort of agenda. And it's like it's the same thing that I see with like rap pits and stuff of that flavor, and like it's, I don't know, it's a lot.
I like
it's
that.
a lot.
No. That's, I mean, shit. You don't gotta dive any deeper. I respect that answer. I really do.
Thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, of course.
You're fucking awesome.
No,
Ever
shout
since-
out Launchsix. Seriously, shout out Launchsix.
Let them
you
know where
know?
they can find you at.
Yeah, exactly. Where can they
Oh
find
yeah,
you?
all platforms. Launchsix Music on Twitter, Launchsix on Twitter and Instagram, Launchsix on everything else. Literally everything. So
It'll also
yeah.
be down in the description. Check it out.
Tune in.
Yeah.